Let's get some volume up here. All right, let's go. Dictionary of theories. We're going to be. It's much better. Someone said the fan sounds like I'm outside. I was on the phone with them. Um, Dictionary of theories. So what I wanted to do was talk about some of the different social arrangements or social organizations that we can have. Now we're at a crossroads, and we have to choose. Um, and for some reason, the people of the United States uh, don't want to be involved or engage with how our society is organized. We just want to be in it. We want to, you call it living, but you want to be in it, do what you want to do, and let somebody else manage every institution and system in it. That doesn't make sense. It never made sense. I don't know why this is like this, other than the whole society has gone insane. The whole society has deluded itself and it's living in a fantasy world. That's the ruling class has created these bubbles for people to go to sleep. We know that. But you talk and listen to people, and they know that they're in a dream, but they just want to stay in the dream. Um, and they'd rather die than engage with reality. And I never thought I'd see that in my 50 years. I've seen a lot of things. Grew up during the crack era, saw violence on a level you wouldn't know. I saw violence on a level that someone in combat saw um, in Brownsville, Brooklyn. Crack, destruction, self destruction, saw it all. And, but I never thought I would see people say, I would rather be insane or die than to be sane. But here we are. So we're going to have to choose what kind of society, or I'm going to say we're going to slip into one of these other kinds of society. And we're going to start with authoritarianism. Some of this stuff you're going to say exists already, sure. Um, but it could be, and the thing with the United States, we're so large, it's different kinds of systems and spots. But you can have these systems spread, or you can have these systems and spots, but there won't be any democracy, there won't be any socialism, there won't be anything. Socialism means the ordinary people have to get engaged, and ordinary people refuse to get engaged in the actual managing of the society. Even your so-called socialists, they are not managing the society. They don't really have a plan for that. And even if they did, the overwhelming majority don't want to get involved because socialism means we do it together. So you're probably not going to get that. Um, Even if there's a disaster, even after natural disasters, people still don't want to do socialism really. They'll do it for a little while to get through, and then at some point they want things to go back to the way it was, which is awful to me, but they like awful. Authoritarianism, 20th century politics, a critical term of despotic regimes. Authoritarianism is a manner rather than a style of governing which neither takes seriously nor tolerates the expression of dissenting opinion nor the pursuit of contrary policies. It's like what you see. People are saying, hey, I don't want to vote for Kamala because she kept black men in prison past their time so they could fight fires. And then when they got out, when the fires were fought and she did release them, they couldn't even apply to be firefighters because they were prisoners. She locked a mother up for not sending her daughter to school and laughed about it. And people will tell you, "Ah, man, what are you sexist? What are you talking about? You want Trump to get in? You can't have any dissent. Of course, you can have it, but your family and friends will turn on you." I mean, I don't have that many people in my life, so they all turn on me anyway. So I don't have to worry about that. But this is a problem for some people. Sometimes used as an alternative to totalitarianism by conservatives who do not wish to use that designation for military or despotic regimes, which sustain private industrial property. We all know all the police stations in the United States have been militarized. It's been going on for decades. Um, a lot of the old machinery and equipment that the military doesn't want or has to get rid of so they can get new ones to keep the military industry going, they give to police departments. And usually in urban areas, which is interesting because now that urban areas have been gentrified, um, how are they going to use these? So they usually use them in protest. So Black Lives Matter, they use a lot of military weapons. Now with this Palestine thing, you're going to see a lot more military hardware coming out. So yeah, that's what it is. There was something else I wanted to say about it. Oh, and in New York City, to deal with the homeless, our governor sent the National Guard. And you can see them. You can see the National Guard. They're down in the subway stations. It's a little scary because the rifles they have are huge. I mean, you see them in movies, but when you see them up close, a person like I was on Broadway Junction in Brooklyn, A train, J train, L train, and they were in the regular subways too. And this guy was there with his military gun, and it was huge. And I just walked right by him, and I looked at him, and he just had a focus, just a mean face, like he was at a checkpoint on the front line, because that's what he was trained to do. And he had the beret. This was years ago. Had the beret. I'm like, man, this guy might be special forces or something, man. He looked like he could just shoot me right there. So I didn't stare him too long, but I just looked at his face because I'm looking at the rifle. I'm like, damn, that's, and it's in the subway. And people coming and going. You know, now we've gotten used to it. We see them in the subway all the time. Back then it was weird. But this is what they do. This is what we live in. We don't notice it because they don't bother us yet. But they're gonna come after you for something. It's gonna be something. Jumping a fare. They believe you jumped a fare. Bag checks. I've had my bag checked. You know, I remember in the Bronx, these cops were at the back, at the table, and they must have let like 10 drug addicts go through with bags and everything else. And they stopped me. I'm start fussing at them, and they putting their hands on their guns. I said, "You guys really are something else." So I let them see inside the bag. I said, "This is disgusting." Of course, the black cop, he put his hand on his gun first, because black people love to kill black people. It's sad, man. It's sad. And then when I was going to, they looked at my bag, and then they gave me a free fare. They let me walk through the gate. I was pissed. I was angry all day that day. I was in the shelter too, and I had to go back and be dehumanized by them. By a staff that, if you took all of them and put their minds together, wouldn't match a quarter of my mind on a worst day. But they were dehumanizing me. And everybody in my life was like, yeah, well, and that's life. But that's life under authoritarianism. When everybody's shrugging their shoulders, like, yeah, well, authoritarianism takes over, it controls and it rules. So again, you might start seeing some. You see some of this in your life already. We're gonna do some more different types of organizations as we go forward, and I mean, the option is for us to take control of our neighborhoods, take control of our communities, take control of our learning and the learning of our children. That's why I built this an organization that has a school in it. Oh, I just added a song. I just created a song. Finally, I was able to put my lyrics to work. Nice song too, hip hop song. So it's a creative spot. It's the commonsensecenter.org on my Patreon, and you can hear that stuff. You can get stuff, you can get fiction, you can get classes, you can get all the things because I'm actually doing something. And that's probably why I don't have anything. So imagine that, a black, thoughtful man doing something. Got nothing. Well, I got my mind and the stuff that I create and I do. But that's another subject for another day. Authoritarianism is coming, or it's here, and it's spreading. Let's put it that way. It's up to us to let it spread, or try to fight it, or figure out a way to try to survive in it. That's your options. Support the platforms. Until next time, please, please try to stay safe. Take care of yourselves. These are going to be very difficult times. And I think maybe we can come out the other side, and I hope you all get to come out the other side. I'm not sure if I'll see you there, but we'll try. That's all we can do. Take care, take care, take care, and be safe.